Today I am giving you a quick in-season speed and power workout so you can beat the pass. Welcome back to Goalie Training Pro TV, and when your goalie coach asks you to play with more patience, hold your edges, beat the pass on your feet, the key ingredient is speed. And speed is something that you don't really get to train in practice. Remember, as soon as we introduce any element of fatigue, now we're not training speed anymore. We're actually training stamina. If you want to top up your speed tank, add this quick workout 1 to 2 times per week. And don't forget that before you do this workout, you need to do a nice dynamic warm-up to get your body ready and prepped for this quick speed session. Then you're going to start your superset, your first superset, with an overcoming isometric. So you're going to get in sort of a bit of a narrow stance, shoulder and hip touching a wall, something that isn't going to move, that you aren't going to break. You're going to push laterally, so not straight down, laterally into the wall as hard as you can with this leg for 5 seconds. Then you'll relax, you'll push again for 5 seconds. This is a 3-way overcoming isometric, so we're going to go narrow, sort of neutral stance, and then wide stance. So again, and as I go a little wider, I bend my knee a little bit more. I push again, hard as I can for 5 seconds, relax, push as hard as I can for 5 seconds. Then I get into a real wide stance. And once again, I'm getting lower in my leg, pushing into the wall for 5, relax, pushing into the wall for 5. Then I'm gonna turn and do the same thing on the other side. Then I'll get a resistance band, and I'm just looping it around my hand and then holding my hand on my hips. And I'm gonna do 3 quick lateral hops. So this is a sort of a low amplitude plyometric. Again, from my narrow stance, my medium stance, and my wide stance. So from my narrow stance, coming right back, 3. Then I get sort of in my neutral stance, so I won't come right back over that foot. And then in my wide stance, you can see I don't get that much amplitude there, but I'm also getting lower in my legs. So 3 of each of those. Then it's a little active rest drill I'm gonna do, but still getting my lateral hips working and my torso. So I'm gonna come into my side plank from my knee, and I'm gonna just lift this top leg up, keeping my leg in line with my torso, my toe pointing down at the floor. And I'll hold that for 45 seconds on this side. I'll flip and do 45 seconds on the other side. Then you'll rest for 60 seconds, and then you'll repeat that superset again. So starting with the overcoming isometrics, 2 sets or 2 repetitions of 5-second pushes in each position, narrow, neutral, and wide. And you do that on both sides. Then we're gonna do a little bit, and it's just a medium resistance, not a heavy resistance. So don't go find the heaviest band you can get, just a little bit, something to push against. You're gonna do a little lateral bound. Again, 3 repetitions from a narrow stance, 3 repetitions from your neutral stance, 3 repetitions from your wide stance. And then you turn, face the other direction, and do the other leg. For active recovery, we're gonna work your lateral hips and your abdominals, in particular your abdominal obliques, with that 45-second side plank from the knee with hip abduction. Rest for 60 seconds, you repeat it 2 times. Then you're ready to move on to your second superset. But before we get to that, I have a question for you. So for those of you who have done off-ice training that is effective, that's really translated into improving your speed on the ice, tell me if you find this, because this is something I've experienced. It's sort of weird when you actually do move across the crease and you do beat the pass, and there's like an awkward second where you're just like standing there and you're kind of like, I don't really know what to do with my hands. You know, it's like, it's weird. And so you kind of find yourself like, I feel like I should be moving because you're so used to being behind the play all the time. And it's really hard to get used to just like, no, I'm just going to stand here and wait for the shot to be released. So tell me if you've had that experience. Tell me if you kind of feel the same way, like I feel like I should be doing something. Drop a comment below and share your experience so we can all learn.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
This workout is designed to help you get that feeling or help you keep that feeling throughout the entire season. And that brings us to superset number 2. In superset number 1, we worked out of our tall stance. In superset number 2, we're going to work a little bit more from your butterfly position. This is similar but different. So we're starting with an overcoming isometric. And I really like the overcoming isometrics. I use them off season as well, but I like them in season because it's sort of self-limiting. It's very low risk of injury and not much muscle soreness after you do work on these either. So because we want to keep you fresh, we don't want to wear you out. So we're going to start in a nice narrow position. So if imagine if I was in my butterfly and I'm going to bring this foot up kind of right underneath me, just a little bit outside my hip. Once again, I'm going to push against the wall. Now this time sort of my shoulder and my upper arm are against the wall. It's very awkward to get my hip in there as well. So it's just shoulder and upper arm against the wall. And now I'm going to push into that wall for 5 seconds. Relax. I'm going to do it again. Now I'm going to go into my sort of a neutral mid stance, and I'm going to again push into the wall. It's okay if this knee comes off the ground as I'm pushing, that's fine, but just make sure the force is lateral, not straight up. 5 seconds, relax, do another 5 seconds, and then I'm going to go work on that outer range strength. So I'm going to get that wide stance, 5 second push, relax, another 5 second push and relax. Then I'll turn and do it the other way. So it's 2 repetitions in each position, narrow, medium, and wide, and a 5 second push. Then just like in the first superset, we want to tap into those high threshold motor units, those fast twitch muscle fibers, by applying a lot of force, which when we do overcoming isometrics, we can actually apply maximum force to that exercise. And then we want to bring it into something more dynamic and a little more ballistic. In this case, I'm going to use a medicine ball. If you don't have a medicine ball, it's fine. You can still do the exercise. I'm really just using it to help you get a sense of rotating with your head and hands first and then staying stable. So this ball should really just be moving, boom, to there. It shouldn't be like wiggling all over the place. So brace a little bit with your abdominals. But what we're going to do is sort of a knee recovery, focusing on the speed. So how fast can I get that foot up and move? Because sometimes we get a little bit lazy, like we move fast, but we're not really as urgent as we should be with it. Really good idea. Put on your knee pads when you do this exercise because it's going to be a lot more comfortable. If you do use a medicine ball, resist the temptation to go grab the heaviest, biggest medicine ball in the gym. It's not going to help you. Kind of 6 pounds is a great place to start. I wouldn't go heavier than 8 or 10 pounds on this. It's not meant to add a bunch of resistance. We want speed. It's really meant to just be sort of a magnifier of what you're doing with your upper body. So we're here, we're staying tall in our hips, we're going to rotate, recover, and then just a quick push. I'm not so worried about how far I even push. I'm more worried about getting around, getting that foot on the ground, and immediately driving. Boom, away I go. You're going to do 4 reps off each leg, and you'll just reset each time. So they aren't going to be linked like the lateral bounds in the first superset. It's just going to be quick, come back, reset. Quick, come back, and reset. Then for the active recovery, we're going to come up into a glute bridge position, keeping our abdominals tight. We're not hyperextending in our low back. Bracing with our abdominals, squeezing our glutes, and we're just going to do a march. So I'm going to hold for 5 seconds, not letting my hips tilt or dip down. Hold for 5 seconds. So I'm going to hold that glute bridge for the entire time. I'm going to do 6 repetitions on each side. holding for 5 seconds each. Then you'll rest for 60 seconds and repeat this superset again. And that brings us to superset number 3, which is really, you're just going to do one set of it, and it's to work on a little bit of dexterity and single leg dexterity and getting some dynamic stabilization and some quick impulses with different patterns. So what I'm going to do is 2 little hops and then 1 big hop back, and I'm going to do it both ways. I'm going to do 3 repetitions each direction with each leg. So let me show you. It's going to be quick hop, big hop, quick hop, big hop, quick hop, big hop. Then I'll come over here and start quick hop, big hop, quick hop, big hop, quick hop, big hop. 3 like that, and then I'll switch to my other leg. So just not trying to cover a ton of distance, just getting that quick dexterity and change of direction. And from there, we're gonna work into your active dorsiflexion. So I'm just down in a half kneeling position. I'm bringing my knee over my toes, bringing my knee over my big toe, over my middle toe, and over my baby toe. And I should feel some sort of tightness back in here. I shouldn't feel a pinch or a pain in the front of my ankle. If I'm feeling it there, it means I have something is sort of restricting that motion, getting stuck in the front. It's a little type of impingement. And I'm going to do 10 of those in total, and just sort of a 2-second pause in that stretch position. Let's recap superset number 2 and 3. Superset number 2 starts with overcoming isometrics from your butterfly, 3-way, 2 repetitions of a 5-second push in each position. Then you go to knee recovery quick push, and you can do that holding a medicine ball, not so much for the overload, but just to give you something to stabilize against. You're going to do 4 each way, resetting each time. From there, you'll go into the Glute Bridge March, 6 on each side, holding for 5 seconds. You get a minute rest. You'll do that superset twice as well. The third superset is going to be our little quick hop, big hop. You're going to do 3 each way, each leg. And then you're going to work on your active dorsiflexion for 10 on each side, getting big toe, middle toe, baby toe, and you'll hold for about 2 seconds in that stretch position each repetition. And you only do 1 set of that. Let me tell you, if you are not consistently following a goalie specific mobility routine, then this isn't for you. Don't worry about this right now. Same goes if you aren't consistently following a goalie specific functional strength training program. Put this on the back burner. Start with those 2 elements in that order. So the best is to do them both, to do it all. But if you only have time to do one, start with the mobility. Then you can add in the functional strength later, because the speed is built on those foundations. So if you just try to jump to this because you're like, oh yeah, I need more speed, you're not going to see really great results, and you're actually going to put yourself at risk of injury. It's a small risk, but you know, why bother taking that, especially during the season? Go back to the first video in this series. So the first video in this series was an in-season mobility workout, start to finish. And I made all of these really pretty quick so that it's easy for you to do, especially when you're busy with practices, games, everything else that's going on in your life. Then go to video number 2. That was a complete in-season strength workout for you. Video number 3 was a stamina workout, which probably you need as well. And you could do the stamina workout even if you don't have that whole foundation. Just go a little bit easy and probably start with the one I give you that's a little bit more bicycle-based or machine-based rather than the functional stamina workout. And again, just go back and check out the video. You'll see exactly what I mean. And to make it easy for you, I put all the links to those videos in the description below. Next week, I will be back with the 5th and final installment of this in-season video series, which is going to be my top 5 favorite prehab exercises for goalies. And prehab is really just injury prevention exercises and drills. So we want to try and keep you healthy. So that's what I have for you next week. And until then, I just got to say, you are looking great. I don't know if you've lost some weight, You have a new hairdo. I don't know, it suits you. You're looking really, really good. And then please do me a favor and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit subscribe. If you've already subscribed, hit the bell. That way you find out about new videos before anyone else, and you can be one of those people who goes online as soon as it's posted and goes in the comments and just types first. And I don't know if there's like, am I supposed to give them a prize? I'm not really sure. So you can drop a comment below if you know what I'm supposed to do about that, or if it's just like, you know, when you're walking to school, when you were in elementary school, well, we had to walk to school uphill both ways in the snow. and you're walking with your friend, and your friend is like, I'll race you to this line. Like, I'll race you to this line. And it's like, okay, the line is like a meter away, and you know what I mean? I don't know, might be the same thing. Tell me what you think. Otherwise, I will catch you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.